Okay, peeps, welcome back. So, today we're going to be talking about our crypto strategy and how we predict future gains in crypto. Let's get it. So, there's a few different metrics that we use here. The first one that we're going to talk about is how to find projects or cryptocurrencies that have massive upside in the next upcoming bull run. Do understand that we're not day trading or swing trading these. We may take some profits throughout the bear market, depending on how close or far away we are from the halving, and what we intend to do with the positions and stuff like that. So it's a little more complex than just simply, looking for something and buying and holding it long term. We- I'll, we'll be completely transparent here and just say that we plan on taking profits during the bull run. Okay. This is not something that we're going to hold for 5, 10, 20 years. The only things that we would probably hold for that long would be Bitcoin and Ethereum if we were going to hold something for a long time. So this is basically just, bull run pops off, we take profits, and then that's that. So what we're going to look at here or what we are looking at is CoinGecko.com. This is the go-to crypto site for crypto investors. A lot of influencers on YouTube talk about this very same site. So with the top two here, you got Bitcoin and Ethereum. You'd be taking a look at maybe like a 5x or so on these, maybe like a 3 to 5x, which is not bad. But what we're looking for is maximum percentage returns. Okay, with something like a lot of these larger cap coins like BNB, Ethereum, Bitcoin, you're not going to get like a 10, 20, 30x on those. It's possible, but not very likely, not in one cycle at least. So what we would want to do is we pretty much would want to go to further down the list and say like, okay, Dogecoin it topped out previously at like roughly around 75 cents. So you might be looking at a 10x to the peak. If it goes higher than that, then it would be more. Um, so pretty much what we're looking for is a combination of market cap and then how far the price is off of the previous peak. So we're going to show you an example of that here. So Filecoin is one that we are invested into. As you guys can see, the market cap here is pretty large. It's 2.2 billion. So we take a look at that. We say, okay, is the market cap big or small? Big would be something like a couple billion. Small would be something like maybe 10, 20, 50, 100 million, something like that. And then your super micro caps would be less than 10 million. So we take a look at the all-time high, which is $236.84. And we take a look at the current price, and this is pretty much how we configure what the maximum percentage gain would be. So we're going to do 236.84 divided by 479. And this is the percentage gains maximum that you'd be looking at if you got into it right now. And that assumes that it went back to its previous all-time high, which a lot of these altcoins do not. Some of them go even higher on the next cycle. Some of them go back up to their previous highs and then drop back down in the next cycle. And some of them don't recover at all. So it's a little bit risky, but if let's say you have 10 altcoins and 9 of them do absolutely nothing. You have, let's say, 100 in each. Okay, so you have 1,000 total, but you have one altcoin that does a 10x. Well, you still made $100. So think about that for a second, because your one altcoin, 100 invested, does a 10x. You make 1,000, and the rest of your positions go to zero. Well, you technically made 1,100 total. So, or I take that back, 10x. Yeah, so you technically were pretty much break even on that trade. So that's not bad considering you had a 90% losing ratio. But that's not typically how it plays out. But anyways, so you get a 49x here. So this is pretty much how we strategize it. Again, we can take a look at the price history here on CoinGecko. So you can see the peak was back here for Filecoin in April of 2021. The absolute top, and well, it says that the peak was at 236, but not really seeing it here. So I'm not sure how they come up with that number, but it does not look like it went to 236 here, but for some reason it says 236. So But where the real money is made at is in lower, much lower cap, market cap coins. So we'll go a couple pages back. We'll take a look at a few that we're actually looking at that we can show you guys right now. So just scroll through a little bit here. I would say a pretty good one. This one may not be like a super mega ripper, but I would say this is a pretty good project. So Compound, rank 135. It's currently at $52. So the peak was at $900 or 910. So basically take 910 divided by 52, and you could be taking a look at a 17.5x. So if we were to say a 17x, the current market cap, you'd be taking a look at roughly somewhere in the range of around 5 or 6 billion, which is not really that much during a bull run. Something to keep in mind, y'all, during the previous bull run, Bitcoin itself reached over $1 trillion by itself. Okay. So when I say 5 or 6 billion, that's not really that much in crypto. So we'll go a lot lower on some of these. Jasmine, you guys know that's one that we're in. So Scale would be another good example. So this one's a pretty small market cap, only 250 million. As you guys can see here, the current price is 5 cents. So the peak out on the previous bull market was $1.22. So this thing has only had one bull market that it's gone through. Peaked out just roughly around the same time that Bitcoin did. So if we do $1.22 divided by 0.05, you get about a 24x. So if you put $1,000 in, you'll make about 24k. We put a 24x on the market cap. I think that's like roughly around 6 billion or so. So again, it's not that much. But the super gems, the ones that could potentially do 50 to 100, 200x, a lot of those are going to be found lower in the CoinGecko website. So you're talking like probably sub 200s. So basically from this page all the way down to, I would say, like 1,000 or so in ranking. Another one that we have looked at is Origin Trail. So this is another good pick in my opinion. Not financial advice, but you can see the current price is 41 cents and the high previously was 350. So you'd be taking a look at maybe something like an 8 or a 9x on that position. We'll go further down the list here. So trying to find another good one that you guys might or that we have looked at in the past. So we'll just keep going here, keep scrolling. As you guys can see, the market caps are getting much smaller the further down we go. Banker, this is another good one, although this one has ran up a lot. You can see it's at 77 cents, only 100 million market cap. And the peak was $10. So you're taking a look at, like, I'd say roughly around a 12 to 13x. That's not bad. There is another one I did actually have in the previous bull market, and that was this one, Function X. I think we did actually take a loss on this, unfortunately, because we bought it right roughly around the peak. But you can see it's got a pretty small market cap, under 100 million. The current price is 14 cents, and it peaked out roughly about $2.20, which is pretty large. So there is that. So with 14 cents up to 220, you'd be taking a look at, I think, like roughly around a 15x. So 220 divided by 15 cents. Yeah, roughly around a 15x. But something to keep in mind, though, when you're looking at the market cap of these, most of these altcoins will probably, I would say the bigger altcoins, the large cap ones, will probably cap out somewhere between 30 to 70 billion. So if, let's say that this one right here can get to 20 billion, I mean, you're talking about roughly about a 20x. And again, obviously those returns get much bigger as the market cap gets smaller. And we could just keep going down this list, take a look at some more of these. Again, I am not seeing any more that we would currently be interested in at this time, but a lot of crypto investors do go for these really super small micro cap gems that could potentially have a lot of gains to come. This is another one that we actually held in the previous bull market request. So this is roughly about 62 million. It's pretty small. 8 cents, topped out at $1.06. So you're talking roughly about, I'd say maybe a 12 to 15x, somewhere in there. But you can see it also had a previous bull market peak back in 2017. The peak was actually higher. This is what I was talking to you guys about earlier. So you can see the peak is a little bit lower here. Some of these will do that. Whereas some of them, like, we'll show you another one. So Dogecoin is one that actually did a higher high. So you can see this is the 2017 peak. I mean, yeah, it looks pretty pathetic because you could barely see it, but it basically topped out at a penny. Whereas this previous cycle, it really just did an absolute crazy moonshot all the way up to 68 cents. Well, I think the peak was actually 75 cents, but some of them will do that. Some of them will do a double top. Some of them will not recover at all. So in terms of what we look at for when we intend to buy these, what our strategy is we try to buy them at relative lows. So graph is a good one. You can see that the support zone was down here roughly about 4 to 8 cents. We did not get in there. We got in at roughly about 19 cents because we thought this thing was going to break out, but it turns out that this wick here was a fake out. So we can always still add more money into this and reduce our cost basis if we want to. But pretty much what we're doing is we're taking the current price and we're comparing it to the peak to determine how many X's we're going to get on this thing. And then we take a look at the project, try to see if the project has like a lot of development, if it's had a previous cycle peak, how long it's been around, what the market cap is. And this is kind of some of the metrics we look at. So we can get into this in depth later. If y'all have any questions or suggestions below, leave it in the comment section for us below. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see y'all later. Peace.